Hello and happiest of spooky seasons to you, skeletons, sorceresses, scarecrows and scrappers. It is I, Count Zacula, and I want to tell you you suck. Of course I mean that in the skulkiest way possible, dear listener. Your scary support drives us in the monumentally mortifying endeavor for recording our fiendish fumblings in the grim and gruesome game of Pathfinder Edition the First. If you wish to deepen your dark devotion to our dreadful delvings, then you may choose to rule as our phantasmal patron via Patreon or the inscrutably named Ko-fi, or perhaps provide us with the lovely leprous lifeblood of actual play podcasts. Please perform the revolting ritual to write a raving review via Raven to your preferred paranormal portal of podcasts. It nourishes our nightmarish needs as we quest for the devious domination of all humankind's exquisitely edible ears and mouth-watering minds. Additionally, my macabre morsels, consider this our ill-met invitation to join the illustrious ilk of our demonic discord, a ghastly gang that puts the goo in ghoul. Truly a horrible hive of scum and viscosity. Finally, my sweets, I have good news for you. Something wicked this way wanders, and I can hear the witchy whispers of occult omens portenting creepy content. You can bet your bets that's not all. We are eerily eager to share our petrifying pictures of our horrific heroes from the haunted hand of a terrifyingly talented artist you may be familiar with. Now, with the chilling conclusion of this devilish diversion, my deathly darlings, it is my perverse pleasure to present our petrifying periodical. This is Port Against the Machine.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the sneakiest actual play podcast on the entire internet. We're doing such a good job sneaking, y'all. I'm your host, and here's everybody. Or are they here?
Hello. The very conspicuous four.
I'm not even going to say anything. That's how good at sneaking I am, aside from that sentence there.
Same.
Well, previously on the program here, the party just barely got by a group of Skitterzil who were trying to throw you down an irradiated waterfall. One of them got thrown down the waterfall, and then the other one almost got Kira. Almost. Came within one initiative step and one roll of just the end. But, it didn't work out that way, and then the party made their way down after some healing into the crater itself, did a little bit of recon, found the weird kind of mock city the Zill have apparently constructed down there with some long dead bodies of some unfortunate victims. I don't know if they were down here before got sealed up, if they've gotten down over time. Who's to say? Then Asher jumped up onto the roof off of a floating disc, found that the roof wasn't terribly interesting, jumped down off of the roof, hurt himself, and then he got out a grenade launcher and he pointed it at the door, and Kira got ready to open said door. And that's where we are now. You will see, probably, that I've placed you on a new map to start today's session. No big whoop.
I feel as though we're on a big whoop.
So I want to go for a dramatic throwing open with a flourish, both to attempt to catch someone on the other side of it by surprise, and also to stay out of the way when Asher fires a grenade into the darkness. Or into someone's tummy. I don't know. So that's I'm going to roll for open door with flourish.
Why don't we, since you're kind of trying to surprise something, if there's anything there, why don't we start with just rolling for initiative, just to, do a little first surprise round that you have ever been allowed since previous books, even though you're not supposed to ever have surprise rounds again, really. So, what did Kira get?
Feeling better about rolls this episode so far. It's an 18 on the die for a 24. I'm not grappled. I'm not prone. I have all my regular stats.
All right, how about Brixby?
Big 3 for an 11.
That's not as fast.
No.
And Asher?
Asher, with his readied grenade launcher, gets a total of a 19.
Nice.
Pretty snippy. Alwyn?
I decided to switch out from the die that rolled me above a 15 like 6 times last episode and immediately rolled an 8. So that is a 15.
Alright, let me just sort descending. Conveniently enough, in this surprise round, if there's anything to surprise, which of course there's not, Kira is up first.
Gonna throw open the door with a flourish.
Why don't you roll a strength check, as it's a big stone door.
Oh no. This is embarrassing. That's a 7. What if I'm raging? I think Kira tries to open the door and is like, oops. And then gets real angry and tries again. Probably on her next turn.
Well, since it would be kind of pointless to go like, okay, what are you doing? Nothing. Okay, what are you doing? Nothing. Okay, so
We all delay.
we're back around.
Great.
Kira's going to open the door, and we're not going to have you roll because Kira can actually,
Thank goodness.
she can open a door.
You can open a door.
Brixby cast shield on his turn. His last casting of
No,
his level
he
1
didn't
spell.
get that. It's not allowed. How dare you? All right. Kira throws open the door
With a flourish.
with a flourish, revealing beyond a large stone room that has on the floor carved into it an even bigger cartouche of a 4-armed insectoid creature, and standing on top of that cartouche is a 4-armed insectoid creature directly ahead of you, directly ahead of Asher. And it is Asher's surprise turn.
Yay! I hope there's some other fun friends within 20 feet of it in any direction. Ooh, yeah, it's a natural 16 to hit a square of AC 5.
That sounds promising.
Yeah, Asher was clear that he wouldn't hit his friend, so he will have aimed at the square behind the creature on the head of the 4-armed creature cartouche to the northwest. Then it feels as though it's getting a little chilly in here as a frosty 0 grenade pops off. This creature needs to make a reflex save, if it even can. It's so surprised.
It is pretty surprised, but weirdly, they seem to get reflex saves anyways. So, what is the DC?
It's unfortunately very low. It's only a 15.
Alright, well, it looks like you've taken this one completely unaware, at least.
So that is 18 on 5d6. So a success would be only 9.
That frosty explosion.
And if there's any other one within 20 feet of this square in the shadows.
Yeah, 2 other voices shout out in pain. But perhaps less pain
Oh, half the pain.
than the Zill that you just bombed, just like directly. He's not very happy.
Weird.
It is weird. It's going to be the just exploded Zill's turn now. So it's going to do your standard surprise round, standard action, run forward, and just take a little stabberoo at Kira with a short sword. That is
Move and attack in a surprise round. Ugh.
It's a charge.
It can charge up to its movement and make an attack. That is
Oh, yeah, charge.
a 26 with the short sword.
Yep. 26 is plenty good.
All right, just a solid little 5 damage as it draws some revenge.
Blur.
Oh, you did say you were raging, didn't you? It's illegal. 58 on the blur.
Yep, it's pretty good. Okay. You said 5 damage, right?
Yeah. All right, Alwyn.
I think I'm going to have to hold myself even though I didn't say it out loud. I did type in the chat last episode that he had readied Lesser Confusion, so he is going to cast that at it, and fails spell resistance. If this one also has spell resistance, which I'm assuming it does because it's a Zill.
It does indeed.
And I'm assuming a 10 does not.
Sadly, a 10 won't do it.
Okay, so that is his surprise round.
All right, Brixbo.
Brixby is going to delay for right now. Delay.
All right. And on the next initiative, another Zill is going to emerge and sort of head around towards the back of the room. This Zill has got 2 longbows, one on each side. And Basari will step up around Asher, and she's going to take her stab.
And I'll jump in after Basari.
All right. Basari's going to hit the Zill.
Hey.
A rare Basari hit. That is non-trivial damage.
All right, Brixby, seeing the second Zill come into view, he is going to reach into his pouch, roll a tiny piece of kind of gray, flaky material, and throw it forward, casting Fireball on this square directly to the left of Green Zill. So that shouldn't hit any of our party, and it's a 20-foot radius from there.
It's not very nice at all. Any spell resistance?
Oh, yeah, spell resistance. My bad. Let me keep forgetting about that. Let me do that roll first, because that would be sad. So that's 12 versus 1.
All right. Well,
18 versus the next one.
all right.
Do I need any more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay. And 23 versus the last one.
All right. Looks like you're going to have 2 hits.
Alrighty, so I need reflex saves from those zilly doos.
All right. They're reflexive little fellas. You've got a...
One is flat-footed, right?
Um,
Did one of them act already?
the one that hasn't acted yet is flat-footed.
Okay.
So that's a -2.
I think so.
All right. So that'll be 21 for one of them
Oh, yeah, that passes.
and 27 for the other.
Whew, absolutely passes. All right, so half damage on this. 6s and some 1s. It's a 23 points of damage, so that's going to be 11 points to both of them.
All right. Non-trivial.
And that is... Oh, can I roll a knowledge on them? Do they look like previous Zills we fought, or does it look like a different style of Zill?
They look more like Zagmander than any of the other Zill that you've seen.
Perfect.
So maybe kind of your run-of-the-mill Zill.
All right. Just a run-of-the-mill Zill, indeed. And that's old Brixby's turn. Yeah, that's it.
All right, surprise round over. Let's see. Blue Zill is going to come out from its hiding place, and it's going to go after Kira as well. It can't really get a flanky do. It's just going to go for the stabberoo with the short sword. That is a 30 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Let me
Blur.
roll for Blur. 63.
That's pretty good.
6 damage. And the good news is you're up.
Yay. Cool.
Just step into that flank if you could for me.
No.
Just step right into it.
No, thank you. I would like to attack these guys between red and blue. Can Kira tell by looking which of them looks more wounded?
Red probably looks a little bit frostier.
Excellent. I'm going to full attack that guy. Come on, dice. Don't hurt me. Oh, it got a natural 20. I'm going to tell it to do that every time. Yes. Okay, natural 20. Let me roll to confirm. Yeah, that should be fine. 15 plus 14. 29. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, 29 to confirm.
That sounds pretty confirmed to me.
Let's grab the good d6s here. This will do. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, wait, I have to add all of the d6s, including the not good ones. I forgot about that every time. 15 plus 32. 47 points of chainsaw damage at red. Yeah! Red? Haha!
Red gets chainsawed.
Red's dead, baby.
I'm dead. Great. Let's see if I can recapture this. I hope this roll goes well. That's not what I said. Nope, that's a 2. It's ruined.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a good run while it lasted.
Yeah, fair. That's me.
All right, Asher. Another grenade coming?
Honestly, maybe. Yeah, so it's two-handed. I had it slow firing, so it takes the full round to action to fire. I was thinking, like, I just throw 2 grenades at this stupid pile of Zills. DC 15 reflex is not going to be something that I'm going to like be real happy about in like book 6, you know, unless unless I find grenades that do like 12d12, so even half is pretty juicy. So may as well for now pop off another grenade at the cartouche head. I did it. I hit AC 5 so hard. So 2 reflex saves, unless there's another one we don't know about within 20 feet of the head of the cartouche.
Nope, just these 2. So blue is going to get a 13. Really bad reflex save.
Hey, a fail!
And green is going to get a 14.
Wow, they both failed.
Right.
Let me roll all 6s, please. Hold. I didn't roll any 6s.
Oh.
No, I rolled right down the middle. 15 total cold damage. It's pretty sad.
15 total, but they both failed the save, so hurts them pretty good.
And it's slow firing. That's all Asher could do, except for take a 5-foot step if he wanted to. But he's feeling pretty good where he's at, so he's just gonna chill there. Chill. Cold grenades. End of turn.
All right, and the one that was after Asher is dead, so Alwyn's up.
I think as a move action, he is going to take something out of his pack and just kind of hang on to that in his left hand and look at Blue Zill and attempt to scream at it. Nope, no resistance is awful.
All right, that brings us to Greenzill, finally getting to act.
Oh no.
Now, it's seen Asher firing this mysterious weapon a few times, so it's going to raise its 2 longbows. It's going to go for a rapid shot. Total of 3 longbow shots. No big deal.
I mean, it can't be proficient, so don't forget that -4.
First one is a 23.
I mean, yeah, but don't forget those penalties for shooting 2 bows. I mean, is it the bow nomad?
Sorry, multi-weapon mastery is a Zill racial trait. You wouldn't get it. Sure.
Yeah, 23 hits. Go on.
That's only 3 damage. Don't worry about it.
Okay. It tickles.
Next one is only a 17.
Miss.
And the last one is only a 16.
Another miss.
So I don't even know what you were complaining about.
Complaining? Sir, I was just trying to keep you honest. These Zills, I don't know all their shenanigans.
Basari is she's gonna charge the Bozil.
Ooh.
Sounds smart.
Why not, right? And she misses. Basari having a rough day still. But Brixby's up.
Brixby is going to take a 5-foot step to the northeast into his friend Kira's square and make a full attack against Zill Blue. Swinging with the rapier first. Does he whiff? Does he hit? It's a 9 on the die for a 16.
16's not going to do it.
Let's make another swing with the tail blade. Probably not going to connect. Wow, Roll20 hates me today. A 9 and a 4, so it's a 6. That's the end of Brixby's turn right there.
All right, well, Blue has a couple targets to choose from now with Brixby and Kira's square. I think since Brixby just got here, he should get the first slash with short sword number 1, right?
Sounds good.
All right, short sword number 1. That's a 17 to hit.
That'll miss.
All right, short sword number 2 going for Kira. That is a 24 to hit. A little bit better.
Really good job.
All right, going for that blur. 58.
Ooh.
And that's 6 damage. And then the claw is going to be for Brix.
Oh, yeah.
Only a 21 on the claw. Does that do anything?
That will miss. That will miss as well with the shield. Thank
It's
goodness.
illegal. And it'll go for the bite on Kira. Only 1 claw because this one is holding a shield. 13 on the bite. I don't think that's going to do anything.
Terrible.
All right, Kira, you're up. You just chopped a Zill in half. You just got stabbed a little bit.
A little bit of stabbing, sure. Yeah, let's full attack Blue again, or attempt to. That is better. That's going to be 16, 14, 30 to hit.
Yep.
Chainsawing away. 14, 16, and 30 points of damage.
Ow. Blue is not doing great.
Still up, though, so it can take another hit. No, it cannot. That's a 1. Gotta stop talking. So, car.
Did they just drive through your house?
Basically.
Sounds like they literally just...
Right on through my room.
I thought you were playing a chainsaw drop for a second there.
Like, I have never actually heard the train on a recording. I heard that loud and clear.
Annoying. Well, I was going to say something very clever, but I can't remember what it was. So, no, that misses. That was a 1. I got a 1. That's the end of my turn.
All right. Asher.
Yeah, talk to me, Sam, about these circles on the map. Is that a column?
Yeah, those would be columns.
Okay.
There's sort of 4 columns holding up the ceiling, maybe. You don't know. Maybe they're just decorative. Maybe they're foam.
Probably. As we've discussed, the styrofoam can withstand the radiation. Can I target that square, essentially, then, if there's a column in it?
Yeah, you can shoot a column.
Okay. Because that column happens to be 20 feet exactly from the green and blue Zill, but 25 feet away from Basari. So I could still fire off a zero grenade and not injure the person that I tried so hard to save.
All right, now that column has a little bit of cover from Kira.
Okay. Whew. I hope I make it a 14 against AC 5.
Yeah, even with the AC bump from cover. Yep.
Okay. Whew. Then I'm gonna... You could roll those 2 or more reflex saves. Anyone within 20 feet of that column. As I roll some d6s.
Natural 20 for blue. And a 26 for green.
Well, bummer for them. 19 before the half, so 9 to blue and green.
Well, the good news is blue dies.
Aha.
Just flops right onto Kira and Brixby's square. And green, it gets hurt, but he's still up.
It's alright. So that's a full round action to fire. So that'll do it for... Asher is gonna move the first time. He's gonna take a 5-foot step to the north. End of turn.
Okay, Alwyn.
He's going to try to minute meteor this awful thing. That is a 20 against SR.
20 will beat its SR.
Okay, reflex save.
14.
That is a fail. So that is 1d4 point of fire plus 1 per 2 sorcery levels. 7 points of fire damage.
Not bad. Yeah, it's still up. It's looking quite hurt. And I think... Oh, are you gonna move? You staying where you are?
No, he's staying back there.
Alright, so I think on its turn, it's just gonna take a real quick shot at Basari for... No, it's gonna full withdraw, and it's just gonna run up into the darkness out of the room. Basari's turn, she's gonna say, should we pursue it, or what do you think?
Suppose it's Brixby's turn next. We don't retreat.
Often.
And, often.
Free action.
Brixby will float 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 feet up. 25 feet up. Let's call it there, right? And then he will... Suppose he will pull a scroll from his pouch as a move action. That's going to be it.
Okay. Kira's next.
Oh, boy. All right. Kira, watching their sort of last of the prey, at least that she can see disappear into the darkness, and then seeing Bricks float up. I think just kind of like is tense and then deflates for a second. Just, oh, are we gonna keep following it? That's fine. I'm just kind of tired. So let's make it quick. Which is in character way of saying she's gonna drop this rage because with the idea that she will not be able to rage again for another 12 seconds. But only has 3 rage rounds left, so we're gonna preserve those. And then she'll move up here, next to Bricks. Actually, can she get farther than Bricks? Just ahead of Bricks. And that is gonna be me. Gosh, I hope I don't regret dropping this rage.
All right, Asher.
He'll move forward 30 feet, be adjacent to his companions. So talk to me about what I see on the map in front of me. Are we looking at walls? Or is this a neat floor design?
It's a elaborate floor design that, it looks maze-like, but you're looking out at beyond the 20-foot deep by 35-ish foot wide entrance chamber that you're in. This huge rectangular chamber that looks like it has doors coming off of it along both sides, and then one big double door at the back. But this room it's a good 50 feet or more deep and wide. It's gigantic, goes beyond the limits of your dark vision.
Okay. Considering it's not what it looks like, could be an actual maze, like of corn maze, Labyrinth, the fabulous feature film concern. Asher will press forward for his second move, 30 additional feet into the room. He is still holding his grenade launcher, keeping track of time-worn charges. It has 10 remaining. There's currently 1 last grenade loaded into it. Otherwise, he'll need to load more grenades. Just keeping myself honest with this item, not something we use every day. And yeah, that's the end of Asher's turn.
Why don't you make me a perception check as you cross into this larger room?
Ooh, I love those. That is a total of a 15. 1, 5. I see everything, the dark tapestry and beyond.
Well, you do see the wounded Zill with the longbows that's been running from you is up a little ways to the north and then off to the left. That's about it.
Neat.
And in that room that you were in before, I should mention, there were barred doors to the east and west coming off of that room that looked like they led into other chambers. Obviously, you've been a little bit busy just now, but they were there. I would be remiss if I did not mention those. And Alwyn is up.
Alwyn is going to move into the room, going to finish off his double move by going over to the left side where these bars are. What does he see?
There are people in there. In the room off to the side, there are several humanoid-looking people. They are dirty and look like they're largely wounded. I mean, you can see even from the entrance that at least the one closest to you very obviously has the signature Zill chest wound.
Okay, so these are probably the miners.
They look like that is a pretty good bet, yeah.
Yeah, he'll call out to the rest of the party. I think I found our missing miners. And that'll be his turn, because that was a double move.
Alright, and let's see, initiative 11 brings us to Green. And Green is going to fire a bow at Asher, just the one time. That is a 28.
Just barely. That's more than sufficient.
5 damage, and then it's gonna retreat. Basari is gonna step up, seeing what Alwyn did. She's gonna head over to the other set of doors on the opposite side of the room and say, looks like there are more in here too, but obviously it looks like the Zill have got to them. We got to find a way to break them out. And Brixby's up.
Brixby, looking at the to party members that are at the gates.
We can't let them go now. We need to get out of combat, assess if they're a danger. Last thing I want to do is open this door and have a liability hit us from our left or right.
And with that, he's going to press into the room. Oh, geez. Yep, beside Asher. And I guess, I pulled out a scroll. Suppose I'll use it. He pulls out a scroll, and he thinks of his friend. His friend who put him in a pretty difficult position, and his grunting, and his scratchy Osirian writing, and the spells that he shared, as he casts his scroll of mirror image on himself. So, thank you, Vargas. There are now 4 Brixby's. So that's a move action and a standard action. And do I get a perception or anything too, or am I?
Yeah, if you wanna roll a percepti-do now that you're in this room.
Right, and he rolls a perception, 13 on the die plus 13 for a 26.
Everything seems normal. I mean, you see the one Zill a ways away, and that's about it.
Hate that. That's the end of my turn.
And Kira.
Let's see. I guess, we'll just keep moving up. You know what? Maybe she will stand just to the left of Asher, just in case. And immediately in front of one of the 4 Brixby's. I think that's gonna be it for her. Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, on the next initiative, something Zill
Hate that.
takes a 5-foot step and takes a stab at old Brixbo with a short sword. Power attack is on. Brixby is flat-footed as this invisible creature does a stab, and that is a 29 to hit.
That hits. Yeah, that totally hits.
Okay.
So I guess roll a d4 and you can choose which one's
Ah, yes. D4. So 4 will be Brixby. It pops an image.
Woohoo! Alright.
All right. Got another short sword in another one of his hands. So it'll... that's less to hit. That is a 24.
Still hits me flat-footed.
Alright, so I'm going to roll a d6. 5 or 6 hits Brixby. Oh, you're not flat-footed anymore. Because it appeared after the first one.
That still would hit me. Oh yeah, my bad. I should know that as an invisible stabber. But yeah, my AC is 23 right now. So.
Alright, popped another image. Short sword number 3. These things got 4 arms. I don't know if I mentioned. That's a cracked die. Natural 1. Short sword number 4. That is a 20. I believe that just pops an image.
Yep, pops an image. She's imageless now.
Back around to short sword number 1 for just an iterative. Just a quick iterative.
A what?
That's only a 12. So that won't hit. And it will go for the bite. That's only a 14.
It's Brixby casts mirror image. They all get popped and then dodges 2 stabs and a bite and is like, oh.
So that rather sneaky Zill-oid creature with a grayish cast to its skin that appeared as if out of nowhere went absolutely ballistic on Brixby's mirror images but did not do any lasting damage. And Asher is up.
Yeah. Asher's up. So, yeah, we've got Deadpool harassing Brixby. But I don't love that Green just keeps running, presumably towards his friends. Not that we're being stealthy at all with literal explosions and Chihuahua chainsaws going off. But Asher is going to fire this grenade at Green. And so we've got a 20-foot radius here. So Asher will aim the grenade at this intersection 3 squares over. So, 20 feet should catch anybody that might be kind of coming out of a couple hallways, maybe. Or more invisible guys, who could say. But we'll take a reflex. Yeah, of course. I just kind of like cash rolled this dice left-handed, and it was a nat 20 to hit a square. It's really depressing.
You crit that square.
So hard.
So reflex save from Green and anyone else within 20 feet of the square.
Only a 12 on the reflex save from Green. This is a big opportunity.
Again, only 15 total.
Green is still standing.
Come on, Green.
Yeah, he'll drop the empty grenade launcher as a free action.
It explodes.
Down to 9 charges. But it's empty, and it takes a move to load an individual grenade, so it's not happening right now.
Alright. Alwyn.
Alwyn is very far away from everyone and can't see more than 60 feet, so he's going to just move forward. There's 30 feet. Hey, there's people. Okay. That, I'm guessing, is creepy ethereal Zill.
Yep, that is the sneaky disappearing Zill.
Okay. I'm assuming they have more than 4 hit die, so I'm not going to attempt any of my cantrip nonsense. I guess he's just going to cast Minute Meter on it. Nope.
Alright.
That is his turn. Oh, right, Knowledge Planes. That is not the end of my turn. Hey, that's a better roll. That is a 22 Knowledge Planes.
22? Doesn't quite get it. This is a rare
10 on the
beast you're
die.
looking at.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Green hates Asher. Green's gonna shoot Asher again, because
Come on back,
Green is like a bird. He only shoots Asher. 16 will not hit. And it's gonna run.
Coward.
Don't. Stop. Come on.
Just wants to run away. It's not.
Just
it's
wants
not
to
a thing.
tattle.
And Basari is gonna rush on over to help with this horrible Zill that just appeared. I bet you she's gonna be able to hit it. Now 15 on the die, she will hit it.
Yay.
Everything's coming up Basari, 15 damage. Alright, she draws blood.
Now's not the time for artwork.
Brixby is up.
Alright, Brixby's gonna kick off his turn with the Knowledge Planes. I rolled a 19 for a 28.
Alright, you got it. You were looking at a unique creature. One might call it a stalking spawn of Shadrax. It's like a normal Zill, but it's somehow augmented its abilities to sneak around and kill things effectively. You can ask one question.
Special abilities.
Well, in addition to your normal abilities to implant its young and paralyze with a bite and never take penalties on attack rolls when fighting with multiple weapons. The other specifically special abilities that this guy has is, the ability to vanish a limited number of times per day, like the ninja vanishing trick.
Alright, so I guess with that, Brixby's gonna be like,
It's not Shadrax. It's one of their spawn. Can go invisible.
5 footsteps into the flank with Basari and attempts full attack. Melee Brixby in full effect today. 16 on the die with the rapier for a 23.
That will hit.
Alright. The big 1d4 minus 1, the big 3d6. So that is not great. That's 9 points of damage in total.
All right, pretty good.
With that. And then here comes the tail blade. Probably not so great. Yeah, that's an 11.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
All right, and that is Brixby's turn.
All right, Kira.
Let's see. Also going to go for the flank, and I'm wondering if it's worth it to step through the other side, but I'm 98% sure it's not. So instead, Kira will take a step back toward the ninja Zill. Let's get right up in its face. She's much less squishy than Brix, so offering a second target is great. And with that, we'll attempt to chainsaw.
That particular move does pass through a threatened square.
Yeah, it does.
You could stop here.
Yeah, I think I'll do. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll stop next to Brix and still just get a little bit of a stabby in. I'm trying to remember if I'm still fatigued. I think I have one more round. All right, still chainsawing. That's gonna be a 23. Yeah, 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Grab these guys. Oh gosh, 28.
28 damage.
And that's it because I moved.
All right. It's looking pretty hurt. Let's see.
Oh, I want a Cornigan smash it.
Go for it.
Oh my god, I almost forgot.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll to intimidate. The chainsaw, for a reminder, is a plus 16, which is so many numbers. That's a 15, so 31 to intimidate.
That's intimidated.
Great. I'm gonna just gonna growl in its face a little bit, and then add a. I'm so tired of you people just disappearing into walls and trying to stab us. I'm gonna kill you. But terrifying. Okay, so it's demoralized.
It is demoralized.
No moral.
For 2 rounds, no less.
Aha.
All right. Well, it's in a little bit of a flanked situation. Let's see. It's trying to assess the possibilities here. And I think this creature is going to say that the best chance it has is to take a 5-foot step up around Brixby, so it's no longer in the flank and kind of has a little bit more room to play. And it's going to go for the full attack. Of course, it's flanking with Kira on Brixby, so that counts.
Oh, of course. Yep.
We're going to leave power attack on. So, that is a 28.
That definitely hits.
Alright, so it's only 7 damage. Terrible. No, wait. 9 damage, sorry. Alright, same roll on attack number 2.
So, yep, that's still going to hit.
10 damage.
All right.
Attack number 3. Natural 19, that is a critical threat with a short sword. That is 26 to confirm.
Yeah, that definitely confirms.
19 damage on the crit.
All right.
Let's see. That was 3. One more full fab. That's a natural 20.
All right. Roll to confirm.
A 19 on the confirm. Well, I mean a natural 19. That's 21 damage.
Okay. Brixby is down and nearly dead.
All right.
Clearly, it won't finish him off because they like to keep you alive so they can put eggs in you.
They do, actually.
It's going to stab itself for the final attack.
No, it is going to stop because the Zill very much do intend to keep its people alive. And Asher is up as it stands menacingly over Brixby's fallen body.
Yeah, that changes things. Asher will... So this is a tricky situation. I can heal Brixby. Will that be worse for him? If I bring him back up to... If I maybe can bring him up, I'd have to roll almost max on my lay on hands for him to be at 1 and then be easier to kill. Don't know if that's the right call. So But at the same time, knowing he's unconscious just makes him, ripe for eggs. And that's not great either. So, yeah, I think Asher's going to risk it. Most likely he'll be stabilized and not brought back up because he's pretty near death. So Asher's going to 5-foot step up to Bricks and use his standard to lay on hands. Yeah, only 3. I picked 2 d6 that weren't like rolling. Okay, honestly, most of my d6 have been hot garbage today, like 2s and 3s. So you're stable, Brixby, and maybe that's better. And then, as his move action, he will draw one of his pistols, so he's ready to go for a full round next round.
All right, Alwyn.
I guess I'm just gonna cast Minute Meteors again and hope I can pass the SR. 18.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. Reflex save for the Ninja Zill.
Surprisingly good at reflex saves. That's 32.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
All right. On its turn, Green is going to run further away. And Basari is going to rush up, be able to reach the sneaky Zill and go for the Stabberino. And she hits exactly with Lucy. 13 damage. This thing looks really bad. Not as bad as Brixby, but really bad. Now, Brixby, you are unconscious but not dying.
That's his turn, so he doesn't need to make any rolls, but he's still down at a -8.
Oh.
So that is my turn.
All right, Kira is up. Probably in a good mood.
I want to move this thing out of the way and then rip it into tiny, tiny pieces. I'm assuming I can only do a couple of those things on a turn. I would like to try and do the bull rush, just move it thing, but I don't know if that works if Brix is in the space between us. Like if I run forward, do I just trip over his body and feel uncomfortable and also guilty?
No, you can move through Brix's square, but you don't get the bonus because you're not running far enough. And also, if you don't have improved bull rush, I assume it'll get an AOO on you.
We don't really care about that right now. Okay. Well, yeah, I can't move far enough to make that work. So, can I step forward into Brix's square while he's unconscious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awful. Yeah, I guess so. Kira, almost in tears, just gonna take a 5-foot step forward into just over Brix's body. This is a stupid question, but I can't think of words right now because I'm concerned. Full attack with a 5-foot step? No?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, great. I'm gonna tear this thing apart. Every time emotions get high, I feel like we should be allowed to swear. That's how I deal with stress. That's a 3. Oh my god, that's another 3. Okay, so that's my turn. That's my turn. I just stand there and end with. That's my turn. Great. Cool.
All right, let's see. This thing has some calculus to do here because it's not healthy. It did just drop Brixby. Yeah, I'm afraid Brixby's getting egged.
Does that provoke from Kieran Basari?
It doesn't say it provokes.
Oh my god, how could it not provoke? It's laying eggs.
It's a standard action.
It's a provocative motion.
But it says use extraordinary ability. Does not provoke. And implant is an extraordinary ability.
Oh, well then, never mind.
So it does not provoke. Brixby has eggs in him.
If I was listening to this podcast, this is where I would pause.
That doesn't do any damage and it doesn't destabilize you, but it's going to be a proud papa. And then this thing, I think, is going to basically just stare into Kira's face after doing that, giving her just the cold, dead Zill eyes as she's just like, what? And then Asher's up.
Asher is going to take a 5-foot step to the northwest and unleash a rapid shot, full attack, deadly aim on this creature. But before he does, he is going to use a swift action to smite evil.
It's definitely evil. Just dropping the curtain there. If you couldn't tell by it impregnating Brixby and then giving Kira a death stare.
Alright, no crits, no fumbles. Looking at let's see here. The last one's certainly going to miss. It was only a 10 against touch. But the first two are a 24 and an 18.
Those are both hits.
Oh, I'm silly. 10, but it was smote. So that makes it actually a 14 against touch, if that matters.
That hits exactly.
Oh, I'm glad I remembered how to play my character. I'm a little nervous. 37 points of damage bypassing any DR total among the three.
Asher has executed the stalking spawn.
Oh, that may have been overkill on the smite, but the way it was able to swing 6 attacks made me a little nervous.
Fair. Okay.
Well, I think we can drop out of initiative here because Green has gotten away for the time being, at least. There don't appear to be any clear present threats. Of course, you have the dead Zill in front of you, the 2 dead Zill in the other room, and the nearly dead Yosoki at Kira's feet.
I don't have words.
Neither do I, because I'm not conscious.
Fair.
I think Alwyn will kind of look around at everyone and say, we're worried about the eggs hatching and having to fight more of these, but we did just find everyone with eggs in them. We can bring all of them back to town now. I think that might be a smart idea.
Asher is going to take his Cure Light Wounds wand and start tapping it on Brixby like a metronome. Basari was about to burst, and we've got an 8-hour travel time back to town. Assuming we were at the entrance of the mine, I think our best hope is to see if perhaps Father Sardis is still among the living, and if maybe he has any divine means of removing this disease. He may not be aware that's an option, but in the meantime, yeah, D8s for days coming up, Brixblow.
I haven't seen Father Sardis yet amongst the prisoners, but I only stood in a doorway. Basari sort of looks behind her and looks on the cross. And said, it looks like all of these rooms, at least all the ones I can see from here, are prisons of sorts. There might be more people locked up in them. We should perhaps go door to door, or I don't know what's the best idea.
Kira stands up and cuts the thing in half, just right on down the middle there. I don't think she says anything. Just quick Zill chop. Yeah, that's as far as I've gotten.
So Brixby's back up at this point, and he just sort of sits up and looks around. His disc is gone. He's on the ground. You can tell that something's wrong, and that way that you can just immediately tell with body awareness that something's wrong. He looks around and he says,
I was wrong. I was wrong to make us come in here. This is too much for us at this level. This level of our power. If we can find fighters, perhaps amongst the survivors, healing. But that still doesn't speak to the fact that our capacities are diminished, and one of them could drop me in one round. It's a matter of seconds that I went from nearly full to nearly dead. And I could tell that if he had just placed a couple of those blows better, I would be like Vargas. I'll support anything that anyone does, but I have to acknowledge that I was foolhardy in assuming that we could handle this situation. So, Cavalier, I thank you, Asher, for healing me.
And he just kind of goes and sits against the wall for a little bit, doesn't say anything after that.
Should we check these other cells and see if she recognizes the priest in any of them? I feel like he's our best hope at this point of...
Other cells, like, in this main room or back down?
Yeah, well, didn't Sam say these were all other cells with people in them, and she didn't see him in the two in the front?
No, he did. We just had one invisible D-bag wreck Brixby's face nearly clean off. So the thought of going farther in this building is very unappealing. So that's what I was trying to figure out before we start checking indoors. Is if we haven't...
I mean, the thing is, though, if we don't go forward, then we're just going to have to kill everybody in those other two cells. Like, we can't leave them to hatch. And if we can't cure them...
Looks like I'm about to become an anti-paladin.
Yeah, I think, I mean, Kira's like, okay, if we have to kill people, we have to kill people. Kira doesn't say anything yet. But at the idea of, I guess, moving forward, which I don't think, did Balwin say that out loud?
He did not say that out loud. The last thing, basically, he said is, should we check the other cells?
I think that's enough. Then Kira is not looking at Brixby, but does turn to look at Asher. I want to leave. I want to go home. This keeps happening, and there has to be some way to fix this before we try and do this again. It's not safe here, and I don't know how to keep you all safe, so we should go.
Asher's gonna nod, but also kind of look back at the room they came through at the columns and roll a knowledge engineering. He's just wondering, hey, we've collapsed a building or two in our day. Can we just bring the walls down on this structure? A decent roll. That is a 25 knowledge engineering. Does it look like I could identify any structural weak points?
I think with a roll like that, you can tell that, like, by taking out the columns and maybe methodically going at the walls, definitely could take this thing down, but it would take time and it would be noisy, and it's not empty, so you run the risk of something coming after you.
Yeah, he's way out of his league here. Just trying to think of what's worked for the old VC4 back when we were the old VC4. When we had big bad daddy points for days and we were on the top of our game. It's not too late for a clip episode.
It'll have to be after this one. All right, so... Okay, wait, did Asher say anything to that?
I think he looked at it and just kind of thought, this isn't realistic for where we are now. I don't think he shared any of it.
Not realistic to blow up the cells.
No, to hack at the columns and the walls of
Also
the building
fair.
with adamantine. Now, Jeff the player is like, Asher could just quietly load up 5 grenades in the grenade launcher, leave it there on the ground, and then start walking back. But I don't think that really is too much better for his alignment or his conscience than pulling the trigger himself.
I mean, if the issue is that we're stuck here until we kill these people, I have 3 more rage rounds, and a lot of feelings. So, I'm down. That said, I don't think Kira's put that together yet, so I'm not sure she would suggest it. Role-playing is hard when everyone's almost dead.
I think Basari, seeing how everybody is pretty bad off right now, and obviously things look bleak, she's going to say, we could free the miners from the cells we've already seen and get out of here with what we've been able to do so far. And I mean, that's something.
Yeah, but if they get topside, hatch, we can't do this to another place. Look around us. This is hell. This is absolute hell. These creatures are barely inside of our capabilities. And we haven't even found this Shadrax. If we let, Bixby walks over, them out, think about how difficult just one of these basic zills were. Zagmander, even the hatchlings, had the ability to paralyze. I don't know what to do. I don't want to consign these people to death, but they already are. I just don't want to be the one to pull the trigger. But if we leave them here, they will be tended to. They will be hatched by whoever remains. Zagmander, that one that ran away. Not Zagmander. Shadrax, the one that ran away. Whatever else is here. If we let them go, we're just going to allow them to die. We give them a chance at getting out, but they make it out and they die right outside of the cave. And the Zills are running around. We don't know if they're the curse or whatever works, right? We don't even know, do we?
Do we? We don't really know how the curse gets passed on. We know the matriarch has it. We know that most of the Zills have it. I don't know what would happen if one of them went outside and like hatched. Would all the Zills just immediately die?
Yeah,
like, are
you
they?
don't know.
Exactly, right? So we don't know. So, I mean, we could let them go. We could hope that the curse would kill all of the Zills that burst out of their bodies after they spent like 2 hours climbing out of here, thinking that they were free, and then they die. Yeah, I mean, Brix has a pretty bleak view on this because he has a pretty realistic. I mean, I literally typed in the chat, like, I'm feeling guardedly optimistic before this combat. And, like, I was very clear. I could have died twice. I literally spent a spell to not die the first time. I agree. We need to leave, and we need to figure out if we leave them, they hatch. If we kill them, we deal with the fact that we just murdered a bunch of people, which would be terrible for our alignments. And even Brixby does not feel good about killing a bunch of people who are also full of eggs. We could let them go, which would be like happy fun time for us, but are they even strong enough to get out of here? Will they die from the radiation the second that they walk out? Like, I guess they were brought here initially, but
I mean, if we let them go, there's still the possibility that they hatch. Yeah, it just won't be in a cage.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I can say no. This like Vargas leaving, watching Asher almost die, then watching Brixby almost die. Kira's like, not just like heck it, and I think we'll very quietly just. I'll do it. I know you don't want to be the one to pull the trigger, Brix, and Asher wouldn't, but
No, I'll help you.
we have to get out of here. And I don't want to stay any longer than we have to, and I don't want to risk anyone else. These people are already dead. It's like you said, they won't even notice. Maybe it's better for them. We can't stay down here, and we can't let things get worse. And alignment shift. We're doing it. We're doing it, people. Oh, I'm so sad.
Maybe we know there's only one way in or out. Maybe we could barricade the door or something to at least buy us time to heal and see if we can maybe convince the town to let us return with the drifter tomorrow. I don't know, but that's the best I can come up with.
It's not the best we can do, though. I know. I swear, Asher, I understand. I would hate it too, but if this town is going to leave us alone to fight these people, then I don't know. It feels fair to me. Oh my God, my child is turning evil before my eyes.
Yeah, I struggle with this, but as soon as they had happened to them, what happened
to us. And he gestures towards Alwyn. They were dead. We're dead. Alwyn and I, if we don't make it back, if we don't find the magic, we can hope that Asher can bring himself to extract these from our bodies. But that was hard, and I know that was hard on you. And he puts his hand on Asher's arm. There is no good decision here. We could block the door. We could. And that would stop the zills from pouring out, but these people will all have zills burst out of their chest. They will die terribly. And I struggle with that.
Then why don't you three, Asher will sigh, just you three and Basari head on back, and I'll... Dr. Grips, right? Maybe I can save these people like I saved her.
We're not leaving you alone, whatever we do. You're not staying here alone.
Besides, if you get overrun, it'll be even worse.
We can try to find that cleric. We can do it. We can walk cell to cell. We can ask them. They've seen him, where he might be. But what would he do? Is he the preeminent caster of this continent? Does he have the magical reserves to heal us all? Sure, we can put the decision in his hands, the holy man. I'm inclined to do that. But I mean, I'm willing to try for them. I'm clearly in the same boat as them, Asher, and I don't want to just walk away. We can ask. We do run a risk. The longer we're in here, we don't know if they're regrouping, if they're coming. I mean, right now, as we speak, Shadrax could be approaching.
I'm loath to walk any steps farther in this place, considering that one came out of nowhere. So, I think let's return towards the entrance and speak with those that we can and see if they know of Father Sardis' location.
I agree. But I think we need to figure out, if we're going to block the door, how we do it. Because we have mine carts, right? Possibly. Shari, can you think of any way to block this tunnel when we get topside?
We could maybe find more charges and collapse the whole thing. I'm sure there's got to be something left in the camp. I'm no expert on demolitions, but it's got to be easier to collapse something than to make it a whole, right?
Certainly.
While everyone is standing in this room and trying to figure out what to do, some footsteps are slowly approaching from the north, from farther on in the room. On the way back, there are 3 Zill, 2 of whom are wearing these robes that look like almost a mockery of holy vestments, and they're holding holy symbols of some kind. And one of them claps 2 of her hands together, and she says, "Hello there, outsiders. I understand you have some issues with us." And you can see the wounded Zill with the 2 longbows sort of standing in the back.
Hello.
Well, it's been a long day, so normally I'd be making more amicable attempts at conversation, but yes, we do have some issues with the forced gestation of young, murdering all the employees of the mine, and some of our friends here having been incubated against their wills, and we'd really like that to stop.
We, of course, understand that the ways of the All-Mother are foreign to you material plane dwellers. And we assure you that you can be free of us, and you can be free of the great progenitor, and she will take her construction of her great nation far from here. If one of you can break the curse that binds her to this place. We only want to leave, you understand. We don't want to force you all to carry our young. We don't want to breed our army inside your bodies. We have no choice. This is what we've been reduced to after 200 years.
Can we roll a sense motive on that?
Go for it.
Oh, sorry, I thought the speech was done. Sorry.
They just said, can any of you find the power from one of your gods to break the curse?
22.
Not a 22 sense motive. This all seems a bit tongue-in-cheek. That, like, yeah, sure, they want to leave. That doesn't mean that they don't want to spawn infinite Zill babies.
Yeah. Yeah, I was more rolling it on the whole, we don't want to use you as an incubator. No, we never want to do that part.
I know what a curse looks like. It's not what you think befalls you here that traps you inside your cave. You are a curse. Your existence is a curse. I will not lift it if it was in my power. The only solace I've found in this hellish place is knowing that you're stuck here.
Well then, we look forward to seeing the young that burst from your form after they've consumed you from the inside.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, Asher was clearly in his happiest place, but wasn't ready to say, forget you and your couch. As you can see, we've had quite a bit to deal with. Today it's been rather taxing on us all, emotionally, physically. Now, surely you can sense the divine power that emanates from me. Were I not to have engaged in so much combat today, I may well have been able to break this curse, but I would need to go back to my temple and meditate, commune with my deity to have this power restored to me tomorrow. If you allow us to withdraw unharmed further, I could be willing to consider doing just that. And he'll make a bluff. And you know what, if we're all gonna get TPK'd anyway, I may as well use a sky metal.
Seems like a good time for it.
It doesn't matter.
Can any of us aid on that bluff check?
It doesn't matter. It's a 2 on the die, man. Even with the sky metal bringing up to a plus 12, that's a 14.
Oof.
Sure we don't want to aid?
Well, the priest-like Zill is gonna clap her other set of hands together. So she sort of has the double folded hands. She's 2 Monty Burns at the same time. She's going to say, you can commune with your god right here, or you cannot commune at all. We can't allow you to step beyond these walls.
At that, Alwyn will take a step forward so that he's actually going to take 2 steps forward so that they can really see his weird shadow coming up behind him. He will put down the hood of his cloak so that they can see his really weird, messed up visage. And he will say, I haven't been traveling with this party very long, so I don't know if there's any truth into what Asher is saying about his ability to help you. But the god I worship, Tamilet-Wer, is very powerful. However, he is a god of space and the sky. I am unable to commune with him here under the ground. We would be more than willing to maybe have someone stay down here, and he'll kind of vaguely gesture towards, what was her name again? The
Sorry.
one we rescued.
Ouch.
But sorry. As collateral to prove that we're not simply trying to run away. If you would only allow us to step outside and wait for nightfall so that I may ask him if he could possibly free you. I'm going to use my sky metal. That's a +4.
Yep.
I'll try to aid on this one because I missed the last one.
He does it all the time. It's wild.
With it.
Yeah, he's weird. He talks to the sky.
I'm also going to aid.
Did you guys both succeed on your aids?
Yes.
That is a 34.
You roll a sense motive.
Must feel pretty cool to roll higher than a natural 2.
14 on the die. Plus a lot of bonuses. I really hope they have bad charisma.
Wisdom.
They exchange a look, the two priest-like ones who seem to have more authority than the other one. And then the one on the left will say, 2 of you stay. The holy people can go. Commune with your gods. And come back.
I'll stay with Basari. I have most of my hit points, or however you would say boop. I'll stay with Basari.
No.
I can't do anything like you guys can with the praying and the communing. They can't.
No. No one stays. No one stays. You stay in your hole. We leave. That's the deal. Look behind us. Look over there. We may be hurt, but we could definitely lay the 3 of you low. If you want to spend another day down here pumping eggs into bodies, then you will let us leave, and by the good graces of your all-mother, we will not return. Don't mistake this blood that's coming out of my body as weakness.
Does it intimidate? I can aid on that.
It's a -1 for me. So that would be a hilarious roll, but it's more just Brixby mouthing off and not letting
Yep,
Kira
understood.
stay here in Eggville.
Well, it's very late at night, just as it's very late in this adventuring day. So we have a standoff between 3 Zil and a party that's closer to the brink than they've probably ever been before. Galarn's excluded, of course. I think I'm going to bed.
Oh, those were the days.
Sam.
Night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Like I said, this is one of the worst tasting things I've ever drank.
This and the previous 73 cans of this are the worst things I've ever drank.
They're all tied.
You know what I've noticed about... Actually, I didn't notice anything about that. Let me see if I'm lying first. Pause for honesty.
To shoot it at,